I believe he listened before, but he certainly got the free time now. Geoff Collins. That's the way to keep him. That's the way to keep a listener. Sorry, Jeff. Fired Georgia Tech, went 10-28. He'd done well at Temple. I thought he was a good defensive coordinator. Temple looked solid. Why not? 3-9, 3-7, 3-9, 1-3. Just never got liftoff at all. Just nothing really. 7th in the Coastal. Georgia Tech is open. Who should take this job, and what kind of job is this? Obviously the academic requirements to get in are tough. Transfers are almost impossible, which seem like you better have at this level because you're not signing a bunch of 5 stars. However, right there in Atlanta. So, and they've had their moments. So, Pat, I'll start with you on this one. Georgia Tech.
Isn't it incredible to believe they won a share of a national championship in 1990? I mean, seems like inconceivable, but they actually did. And then Colorado won the other half of that title.
Yeah.
That was an odd year. As you mentioned, Dan, it's an intriguing but kind of conflicting job because you're sitting on an absolute goldmine of talent, but can you get the talent in school? And I was just thinking as you were saying it about the transfer situation. Think what are 3 schools, academic heavyweight schools that have had some success but are really struggling right now in the transfer era? Stanford, Northwestern, Georgia Tech. I know they've had a lot of people transfer out. I wonder if it's partly a difficulty of having players transfer in and you're just losing experienced talent and not being able to replace that.
Not able to replace.
Yeah. Might throw Boston College in there.
Yeah.
That might be a reason for BC struggles. I don't know. But the transfer portal's half the game now.
Right. It's something to look into. As far as we've talked about on this podcast. I mean, the Deion Sanders element is really intriguing. Goodness knows he's got history and cachet in Atlanta. I think he would absolutely destroy recruiting there, but you got to be able to get kids into school, and you're dealing with a place that athletics doesn't wag the tail. There's the tail that does not wag the dog at Georgia Tech, and that could be a problem for him. He probably needs to be more at a place where they're just going to say, carte blanche, Deion, do your thing. And that's not going to be Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Deion, it's going to be hard for Deion to go somewhere where he's going to be told no a lot. And I think Georgia Tech would be a place where he's told no quite a bit. In all the things you guys have talked about, the academic requirements of getting people in, the transfer situation, just the overall, resources. I mean, they've just talking to some administrators, a few of them kind of sort of interested in the Georgia Tech job. They say the debt service at Georgia Tech for facilities, basically facilities debt, is pretty overwhelming. It's a pretty big bear to get your hands around. Georgia Tech, like so many other places, kind of has to decide, right? Like, are we going to go all in here on football, or are we going to invest significantly in football, kind of like Miami, is doing, although it's not working out well lately for them. But are they gonna go all in or what? And that's kind of the decision they have to make, and that includes not just spending with resources and things like that, but also in getting players in and all that. And I just don't, Deion fits in Atlanta. I don't know if Deion fits at Georgia Tech, but there's certainly a long list of coaches who would want that job. If you look back on the history, I think for about 16 years in a row, Georgia Tech made a bowl game, 97 through 2014, it looks like. I mean, they made a bowl game every single year. They won their division like 4 times. They won the conference twice over that stretch. They won at least 10 games 3 times over that stretch. Like, you can win there, and it's been proven, and you can win in a variety of ways running really weird, different offenses. So there shouldn't be a shortage of really strong candidates for the job. I just, everybody's talking a lot about Deion, and I'm not sure that Deion would go to a place that has some restrictions, so to speak.
He could do better. And how about this? Do you want to be the AD? You may sit there and say, Deion Sanders is the coach. This is the best guy I can get. but you know you're going to have to tell him no. You want to tell Deion Sanders no? Like if you're the AD, seriously, like he's too big to be like, yeah, we can't do that. So he can do better than this. I know he interviewed at TCU, which is a similar kind of situation, but that's back in Dallas. I don't know. We'll see. He's trying to go undefeated at Jackson State this year, and he very well might. They've never gone undefeated in school history. He's got a great situation. I just think he can wait and do better.